So we're looking for, we're kind of coming off this really crazy, interesting 2020, right? Where it's really kind of hard to measure things at the intersection of like this global pandemic, this economic shutdown, and kind of, I like to describe it as tech with its foot on the gas pedal, right? So, these staples like J&J, we expected them to do well. It sounds like they did. And so, that's what we're going to continue to just kind of like, view. Well, we're also looking at, can't wait for Starbucks later on. We really like the story of Starbucks and how they were, really kind of strong going into this pandemic with a really strong user interface in terms of their mobile app, strong customer loyalty program. They're able to get so much data from those customer loyalty programs to really kind of drive their marketing strategy and sales strategy. We're looking at things like that, companies that are using technology to really make their business effective.
Tiffany, when you look at where the market is right now, what do you think is, quote, baked into the cake when it comes to stimulus? And how critical is that to some of your own thesis around companies like Starbucks?
Yeah, so, we kind of have these two stories going on. We've got, Wall Street and Main Street. And right now, Main Street is suffering. And we definitely need that stimulus package, a really robust stimulus package, because ultimately, consumer spending is a big driver of GDP. So we totally understand that. But we really looked at, in this kind of time of crisis in 2020, what companies were able to really, really do well. And, we think about technology from a very broad perspective, not just your usual suspects like the Microsoft, the Apples of the world. We're looking at a company like Starbucks, right? I'm going to bring up Starbucks again, that was really utilizing technology. We call them kind of like these tech adjacent companies. So when it comes to like stimulus, kind of circling back around to your question, it's with consumers are still going to spend on things like coffee, and they are, right? And consumers are really going to spend, the opportunities are really with these companies who have pulled ahead of the pack, found a way to still make it in this time of, really, economic kind of crisis during 2020. I also put Chipotle and Wingstop in those categories too, especially with like the restaurant industry, which so many companies have, the U.S. restaurant industry lost about $150 billion. So there's kind of like this space for these larger companies who are really, shining to take some of that market share. And we're going to see that, I think, in some of these other industries as well.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.